Hi everyone, my name is Paxton and I'm a content specialist on the UWorld College Prep team. Today I'm going to walk you through a question from a data representation passage similar to one you'll find in the science section of the ACT exam. As an overview, the ACT Science section contains 40 questions that cover biology, chemistry, physics, and earth and space science. You are given a total of 35 minutes to complete the section, so you'll need to work quickly and efficiently. There are typically 6 passages given in the science section, and you will be asked a series of questions with each passage. Now, most of the information you'll need to know to answer the questions correctly can be found in the graphs, charts, or other information provided in each passage. This section is all about being able to interpret and analyze data in order to demonstrate your science skills. Science passages on the ACT are broken down into 3 categories: data representation, research summaries, or conflicting viewpoints. Today, I'm going to show you a question from a data representation passage. Data representation passages include scientific graphs, tables, and diagrams. This passage includes 2 graphs. Now, on the actual test, you'll want to read through or skim through the passage in order to get the true meaning of what's going on and be able to answer some of the questions. This passage talks about the healthy level of particulate matter, or PM, in the air that is allowed by the Environmental Protection Agency at any time. Now, during wildfires, the particulate matter increases. And so the first graph shows this increase while the wildfires are starting and ending. The second graph shows how the increase in the particulate matter affects the health of the orangutan. So now let's look at this question that's associated with the passage. It says, according to figure 1, the maximum level of PM for the month of September was approximately how many times as great as that of the EPA unhealthy level? And then it gives the answer choices 2, 5, 7, and 10. Okay, so the first thing you might think is, why is there math on the science section of the ACT? Well, I'll tell you that this math that you see can actually be worked through with reasoning rather than actual calculations. So I'm going to show you that on this one. But the first step we need to do to answer this question is to break down the question. The first thing that happens and that we can see in the question is according to figure 1. So let's take a look at figure 1. As you can see in the key, it has representations of the maximum PM level, the average PM level, and the EPA unhealthy PM level. The maximum is represented by large dashes, the average is represented by smaller dashes, and the EPA unhealthy level is represented by a solid line. Also on the figure, you can see that the y-axis is the PM levels in micrograms per meters cubed. On the x-axis are the months. Also on the figure, you can see that it is annotated with where the wildfires started and ended. Now let's look back at the question of what we need to identify from figure 1. It asks for the maximum level of PM for the month of September was approximately how many times as great as that of the EPA unhealthy level. So let's stop right there and break it down. We know in the figure that it shows the maximum level of PM, and it also shows the EPA unhealthy level. Now, the question specifies also that we want to look in the month of September. So we have what we need to identify from the figure. So let's work on the maximum level of PM in the month of September. If we look at figure 1, we can see from September, trace it up to the maximum level, which was represented by the large dashed lines. It falls about halfway in between 1,500 and 1,750 micrograms per meters cubed. So let's estimate that the maximum level of PM during the month of September was approximately 1,600. So the question asks us to compare this maximum level of PM to the EPA unhealthy level. Now let's look back at the figure, and we notice that the EPA unhealthy level is a straight line. During any month of the year, this EPA unhealthy level remains unchanged. And we can see that it falls somewhere between 0 and 250 micrograms per meters cubed. So we'll estimate it to be about 150 micrograms per meters cubed. So the EPA unhealthy level was approximately 150 micrograms per meters cubed. The question asks us to compare the maximum level of PM in the month of September to the EPA unhealthy level of PM. And we've got those values. Now, 1600 and 150, those aren't very easy numbers to work with together. But if we do a little thinking through this, 150 times 10 is 1500. Since the question asks us to approximate, we can assume that because 150 times 10 equals 1500, and we've approximated the values from the graph, that 1600 is approximately 10 times as great as 150. And that's our answer, 10 times. So without doing any major calculations, we've found the correct answer. Well, I hope this has been helpful information. If it has, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. And remember, your dream school requires a dream score, so keep studying and prepping with UWorld. Your hard work is going to pay off. See you next time.